Marjorie Taylor Greene's been on a tear, expressing a great deal of displeasure and anger about things that Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans have done recently. Nobody's talking about this minerals deal at all. It's because President Zelensky of Ukraine totally outmaneuvered Donald Trump and the things that Donald Trump was trying to shake. She is pissed that Donald Trump entered into a minerals deal with Ukraine. Notice that this minerals deal was being talked about before all of the time.
What's funnier than a leaked report? A leaked report where Trump tells Marjorie Taylor Greene to sit this one out because she'd lose by 18 points. Is Trump right, or is Greene just scared? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Why would Trump, the self-proclaimed king of MAGA, tell one of his loudest cheerleaders to take a seat? Well, let's just say things were looking pretty rough for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene's pissed about that. She's pissed at the other MAGA Republicans in the House, and there's a civil war brewing within the MAGA Republican ranks. Let me just show you what's going on here. Here's what Marjorie Taylor Greene just posted. We don't want the rare earth minerals in Ukraine that will bind America to never-ending spending and military defense. Also, it's probably not a good idea to attack Canada, and Donald Trump continuing to use war language against Canada when there is a huge amount of rare earth minerals in Canada.
According to a leaked Wall Street Journal report, internal polling had Greene losing to Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff by a brutal 18 points. For someone who thrives on fiery speeches and grassroots fundraising, a general election in a purple state like Georgia doesn't seem to be her playground, and apparently, Trump knows it. Now imagine how that conversation went down. Trump, who isn't exactly known for subtlety, likely had his team deliver the bad news. Greene, as loud and proud MAGA as you are, you're not winning this one. For Trump, it wasn't just about saving Greene from embarrassment. It was about avoiding another high-profile Republican flop under his watch. Greene, however, didn't take this lightly. She's not one to sit quietly in the corner, and her reaction was peak Marjorie. She took aim at Trump's advisors, claiming they're part of a consultant class that, in her words, protects the uni party. If you're familiar with Greene's rhetoric, this tracks perfectly.
Marjorie Taylor Greene then posts the following. I represent the base, and when I'm frustrated and upset over the direction of things, you better be clear. The base is not happy. And on top of that, now we're told that we have signed a deal for mineral rights in Ukraine in order to pay us back for the hundreds of billions of dollars that we gave Ukraine. I campaigned for no more foreign wars, and now we're supposedly on the verge of going to war with Iran. I don't think we should be bombing foreign countries on behalf of other foreign countries, especially when they have their own nuclear weapons and massive military strength.
She loves calling out elites and anything she perceives as an establishment threat, even from inside her own party. But here's the kicker. Her fundraising numbers and MAGA fan loyalty tell one story, while her polling tells a completely different one. Sure, Greene can rake in cash from hardcore supporters by the truckload, but when it comes to a statewide race, most Georgians don't seem interested in what she's selling. It's the political equivalent of winning the karaoke competition at your favorite dive bar, but then bombing on America's Got Talent. And she knows it, even if she refuses to admit it publicly. Naturally, Greene went on a classic social media rant, claiming she's just looking out for Georgia. Predictable, right? She accused elites of sabotaging her run and doubled down on her undying love for the state. But let's be real. When Trump gently shoves you off the stage, it's not because you suddenly had a change of heart. It's because the numbers weren't adding up, and even he can't let that slide. So, was this about Trump sacrificing an ally for the greater GOP good, or was Greene just trying to spin the story her way? Either way, the decision wasn't hers. The combination of terrible polling and Trump's fear of losing Georgia made that call for her. And speaking of stronger candidates, could Trump be softening his stance on people like Governor Brian Kemp? Let's talk about that. If Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't stepping into the ring, the obvious question is, Who will? The GOP can't afford another embarrassing loss in Georgia, especially after Democrat Jon Ossoff took the Senate seat in 2020. And let's be honest, no one wants a repeat of Greene's inevitable flameout. So, who's Trump looking at now? The buzz points to Governor Brian Kemp or maybe even Kelly Loeffler as possible candidates. Both come with their pros and cons, but they're worlds apart from Greene when it comes to electability. Let's start with Kemp. If this were a football draft, Kemp would be the safe pick. He's what you'd call a broad appeal player. Kemp's been steering Georgia through some rocky years, and like it or not, he's popular with moderate voters, those elusive folks who might have backed Ossoff last time around. He's got the experience, the name recognition, and, most importantly, the ability to avoid triggering every independent voter within a 10-mile radius, unlike Greene. But here's the twist. Kemp and Trump haven't exactly been best buds. Remember when Trump came for Kemp after he certified Georgia's 2020 results? The beef was messier than a fast food drive-through. But now, Trump might have to swallow his pride because Kemp, no matter how mainstream he seems, might just be his best shot at winning Georgia back. Then, there's Kelly Loeffler. After losing the Senate seat to Raphael Warnock, Loeffler has been hanging out on the sidelines, but her name keeps popping up. She's got deep pockets and connections, but she's also carrying the heavy baggage of her 2020 loss. While she might still be a contender, it's hard to see her energizing voters the way Kemp or a MAGA firebrand might. And speaking of firebrands, let's not forget the MAGA factor. Trump's base loves the loudest person in the room, and Kemp's more middle-of-the-road personality could alienate the hardliners who want someone more Greene-like. Here's the dilemma. Trump knows MAGA candidates like Greene can dominate primaries, but losing the general election is a brutal blow to his credibility. Kemp's the MVP candidate who could win the game, but MAGA fans might boo him off the field. Is Trump willing to risk upsetting his base for the sake of flipping Georgia? The GOP's internal struggle between catering to MAGA loyalists and appealing to swing voters is on full display, and it's a problem they just can't seem to solve. With Senate control at stake, the drama isn't going away anytime soon. Marjorie Taylor Greene stepping aside isn't just about her bruised ego, it's a red flag for Trump's MAGA-first strategy. Sure, candidates like Greene fire up the base, dominate primaries, and rake in cash, but what's the point if they crash and burn in general elections? This Georgia saga might be Trump's wake-up call. Chasing MAGA loyalty at all costs is losing winnable races. With Senate control on the line, Trump faces a choice: stick to the loud but risky loyalty plays, or gamble on moderates like Kemp. Georgia's next battle could shape more than the state. It might shape Trump's grasp on the GOP.